Hey everyone, this is Julio. Welcome to SciTech. Thank you guys for coming to my channel. I do plan on holding a giveaway soon, so if you guys can, please subscribe so that you guys are aware of it in the future, as well as you guys are aware of the follow-up that I'll be getting out to you guys after this video. So yes, I'm sure you guys are aware by the title, yes, I ordered a Model 3. So I will be letting out my process as to how I ordered it, following through all the way to delivery day. But I want to take it back a little bit to a couple days before I ordered it so that you guys are aware what I was thinking at the moment. Alright, so this is first how it went down. In 2017, I was looking for a new car. At that time, I believe the Tesla Model 3 was announced, but none were delivered yet. I looked into the car that I'm currently sitting in right now, the 2017 Chevy Volt. I liked it because it was hybrid. It was a car that I knew the electricity that I needed to get to work was just enough, so I wasn't looking for anything else. So in 2017, this is the car that I got. I don't really regret it because at the beginning when Tesla Model 3s were coming out, there was quality issues and it was just very hard to get, and plus repair was taking forever. It just wasn't the thing I was looking for, so I was pretty content with it. But with time, this is now 2020. I got this car specifically on a 3-year lease. I thought about getting it, but it just really wasn't going to work out in terms of what I wanted. So I'm actually going to turn in this car in 2 days or so. So like I mentioned, 2017, I was interested in the Tesla, but I just didn't do it for many reasons. In 2019, I took my first step to actually take a test drive. I went to the Pasadena Tesla store and I got an appointment to get a test drive. I drove the long-range 4-wheel drive version and it was pretty good. So that was 2019. Now came 2020 towards the end of the lease. I had been looking at Model 3s already, but there was one that caught my eye. It was an existing inventory and it was a standard range, not a standard range plus. I found it really weird because the lowest tier that Tesla offered, at least at the moment, was the standard range plus. I do remember that they had the regular standard range beforehand, which had 220 miles, I believe. But from then on, they took it out of their menu and it's not there anymore. But I found it weird that there was a 2020 version being sold by Tesla. So I wanted to get more information, so I put in my phone number and I was waiting for them to contact me. I also wanted to ask additional questions like when the 2021 Tesla would come out, or explain my situation that I got this car early July. I didn't know when to order because at the moment of time, if I ordered, it said that it would take about 4 to 6 weeks. I didn't want to get the car too much before and too much after turning in this car. So I wanted to ask what would be the best case scenario. Also in 2020, that's when the Model Y has been announced and I've seen cars outside in the wild now. So with all the Model Y quality issues that Tesla has been having, and also the fact that the standard range is going to come out soon, I didn't opt in for the Model Y. Maybe in the future, but right now, Model 3 is good. So that was all May 9th. So now, the next day, May 10th, I get a call from a Tesla representative and they explained to me a couple things. So first, with the 2021 Tesla, they said it would be until the end of the year, maybe around the last week of December. So there was no real point for me waiting on. So I opted out for the 2020 Tesla because I wouldn't be able to wait 6 months without a car. With the regular standard range model, they said that they still are making those models, but what you need to do is you actually need to call a representative so that they can make those special notes to make that specific model. I know right now in the menu it isn't available, but if you call on, they will make that car. But then they explain some drawbacks of less range, it doesn't have the partial premium interior, and it doesn't come with standard autopilot that all cars come right now. I believe it was about $3,000 cheaper, but with autopilot, which was about $1,000, it would come to $2,000. And yeah, at that time, you just kind of want a standard range plus. So I decided not to further investigate on the regular standard range. So now to talk about my timing. They said what I can actually do is place the order that day. And then what they'll do on their side is they'll actually add notes so that they won't do any VIN matching, which is towards the end of the whole process. They won't do any VIN matching until the end of June. Because after they do the VIN match, that's when they give you about a week or so that you're actually able to get your car. So I think that worked out perfectly for me. So I ended up putting up the order. I ended up getting the standard range plus rear wheel drive for $39,000, the red exterior paint for $2,000 more, the 19-inch rims, which was $1,500 more. I kept the black interior, which was already included, I got the autopilot, which was already included, but I didn't get the full self-driving. The full self-driving was going to come up to $7,000 more. I didn't feel I really needed it, so I didn't order it. I had to pay my $100 fee, and my order was coming out to a little under $45,000. And I talked to the representative to make sure that VIN match was going to be afterwards in late June. It was all set up, so I was all ready. The representative told me to only do 2 of the 4 sections, which was location of where I was going to pick up the car and to complete the registration. If I finished the trade-in and the payment sections, that would make my VIN matching come out a lot sooner, which is what I didn't want. So he instructed me to leave those sections blank until about mid-June. So now fast forward to May 20th, which is 10 days after I ordered the car. I was watching a video and they showcased why I should get full self-driving. 2 of those reasons really stuck out to me, and both of them have to do with the value of the car. One of them being the software updates. Autopilot is only going to get so much better that now whenever updates come out, it's usually bug fixes. Compared to full self-driving, new features always come out, like Smart Summon, Auto Park, the reading of the lights, its own lane changes, and just so many other features. And with new software updates, the full self-driving will keep getting new features compared to just the autopilot. That one will just be bug fixes. So the value will actually go higher on the full self-driving compared to autopilot. Which brings me to my next point, the sticker price. I've heard some people not opting into the full self-driving because they want to buy it afterwards. But one thing that they said was that there's a difference between the sticker price from a Tesla that came with full self-driving and a Tesla that got upgraded to full self-driving. Once you're ready to sell the car, it won't be valued with the full self-driving. It'll be valued just with autopilot compared to getting it with full self-driving out of the lot. So because of those 2 reasons, I went back and updated my design so that it can include the full self-driving, which was the $7,000 more, to bring my total to just under $52,000. Alright, so that was May 20th. Now we're going to fast forward to May 26th. Tesla made news this day because they decided to lower the price of their Model 3, their Model X, and their Model S. They decided to bring their price down by a whole $2,000. I went to go check on my design and it still had the original price. So what I went is I did as a modification that I was going to update my design. And once I completed all that, I chose the exact same thing. And at the end, my price was $2,000 less. So now my final price was just under $50,000. So all I did was modify my design with the exact same thing and I got it cheaper. So now let's fast forward to June 6th. So on June 6th, I get a call from a Tesla rep saying if I was going to complete my order. I found it weird because supposedly I had notes saying what I was planning to do, but regardless, I explained the situation. But then they started telling me that they were going to make specific batches. If I didn't order it now, I would have to wait until mid-September to get my car. So I had 2 choices, either get it mid-June or mid-September. I didn't know whether to believe him or not, just because there were already rumors circulating about the 400-mile batteries that Tesla was creating. But regardless, mid-June's better than mid-September, so I ended up completing the order. So I wasn't going to trade in my car because this Chevy Volt is a lease. I can't trade it in, so I have to turn this one in. I also have a 2003 Subaru Impreza, and I got an estimate from Tesla to see how much they would give me. They gave me an estimate of around what Kelley Blue Book gives, but in the third-party market, it's worth a lot more, so I decided not to do trade-in. And now for the payment. I have US Bank, and from what I read in their details, it said I couldn't make a payment more than $10,000, otherwise it would decline it. So I opted for $9,000. So the estimated payment per month is going to be $685. You can also see that there was about $4,500 in taxes. But regardless, I was planning on paying more per month anyway, so that's just what I'm going to do. So I completed my payment. So in the new screen that they had for me, they had the option to get Tesla insurance, but it wasn't available to me yet just because I didn't have a VIN assigned yet, which was the VIN match that I was talking about earlier. And it also said the contract was being drawn up, so that $9,000 payment that I had before wasn't set in stone. So all I had to do was just wait. So this was June 6th. 4 days later, June 10th, the contract was drawn up. It was weird because it was different terms that I had set up. I wanted a $9,000 payment because that's what the bank would let me before it would get declined. But for some reason, the contract was drawn up with about $7,000 down payment. And also the interest rate went up from 2.99% to 3.25%. I have my credit score at about 807, so I didn't think it was going to go up, but regardless it did. Not too much. I was going to pay extra either way, so I'm okay with that. But regardless, I paid that $7,000 down payment. So delivery times. They only let me choose one day, June 14. They did give me time slots between 2 to 4. I ended up choosing 3 p.m. Another thing that was finally available for me was the insurance because I already got a VIN assigned. Now, I'm not going to lie. I did have some accidents with this car. With AAA, I ended up paying about $550 a month, which was a crazy amount. I ended up changing. I switched to Infinity Insurance, and right now I pay about $250. I have heard that Tesla insurance is pretty cheap, so once I got the quote, I was pretty surprised. Once I clicked on the insurance button, right away, it told me $140 a month. This is only for 6 months, but it's a lot cheaper than what I currently have. I wasn't going to have these cars because I was going to return one and sell one. So this was perfect for me, so I ended up getting the Tesla insurance. So at this point, everything is ready. So it started off in May 10, putting in my order in the first place, all the way to June 10 where I had everything ready, set for June 14. So in my next video, I'll probably talk about the delivery and how it was. So please, if you guys want, subscribe to my channel. I do plan on holding a giveaway soon, so please, that way you guys are aware, make sure to subscribe. So thank you guys for watching. My next video will hopefully be the delivery. And thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll hopefully talk to you guys soon. Later, guys.